editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Hell with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though, and I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break, which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work now. There's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Veldt. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying.
Well, we'll get it done quicker. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where. We can get this over. You going after the Stardust? Which one of these two luckies?
Gav, you're with me.
All right, then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the Black Sand.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dallum. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring...
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece you.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him.
In your own...
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav? Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our bet. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of the stuff.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough.
Oh, you wait. That might even be enough for all. Here, before we go. Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the street. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand. You can take a day.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest.
Oh, I plan to. After Blackthorn gets what he needs.
Right. Ready to go home? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You'll beat sneaking around on your Todo.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know.
Suppose we'd better be getting back.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started...
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen...
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material...
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the... What's the name back there? I'll give you all the detail.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid, is this about...
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plan. Here you see the mithril engine, in which excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacements. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone, to which, in other words, the reactor would overheat. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort... Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far... And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect... Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use... Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Park. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better... Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Not here. Ambrosia won't help me here. Let's go.
Yeah!
Thanks, girl.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much. The, ruins are just over there.
Of course. I'll be right back. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're...
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one
Right. The shielding.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop. But those things will still be spitting out enough fire to... Which is why you need proper shield. A prism for the dragon's breath. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that... The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be... I need something light. But I've wrapped my brains...
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah, I've got all the details written down. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away.
I think Mid might need some help.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. All done?
We're seeing troops amassing and everything.
Hippocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? What are these?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to set...
Perhaps it is not a different material she...
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water, and yet we have made a home here from those...
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive. So, Clive, have you made your... Who will accompany you on...
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nut. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems... I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction. Hence, moon dews have... Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you...
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now.
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
There's talk at the glass gate.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have
Are those Pepio nuts?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nut? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we've...
Up! You'll not find a bruised pig. Fresh cuts! Come and get them before them.
What can I interest you in today? Ah, yes.
What do you want? Go on, take it.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and Pepio nut. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this. But before we head back, would you walk with me? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and just being here. Reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Is there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells, but thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some big white cobs like the baker back in Rosa. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in, but then I tried a slice of the book.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child. Clive, is it wrong of me to enjoy that?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting... I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Thanks to Sid.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpo?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to Taya how we might best, and now that we have all the ingredients...
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watch.
Apparently, it'll be ready.
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary?
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice, just...
It appears our work here is almost... a shame. I was enjoying playing the map. When both the shielding and the mundo are ready, it will merely be a matter followed by a rigorous process of test. Perhaps someone ought to walk.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Arpocrat. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking. Hippocrates knew of a substance that's he's supervising the construction and testing of the
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt to the Black Hammer.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding...
Displacement stack.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as... Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require...
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a displacement.
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the twin... That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just... But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get... I want people to sail aboard her by choice. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually...
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his...
I was. And you can come too, now that you're...
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain. Thank you, Clive.
He cracked the crystal too.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help? What could be wrong with Torgor? You seem well enough. Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn. Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on, and you might still be doubting your craft. Even after learning that perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a... Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well... Karen showed...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with the metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but you could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blade.
That's about the size of it.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome, and we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torg?
So you can read. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with what...
I suppose things have been different since Rosalind. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean?
You're looking well, Cap.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged.
Running around after him again?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do, which made it nice and easy for...
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go, Nick. Fine. If you stop mooning at me. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke, and he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of mine. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the warning. Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgor. Something's not right.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what...
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow, and I see no reason why a frostwolf should be any different. If we assume that his newfound magics require a It may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is accustomed. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelope.
I don't recall ever seeing any that.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures, the last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about.
Even so, it seems like a
Good hunting, Clive.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Clive, did you get my...
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening. Is there... A little. Listen. I've some bad news, and it's maybe my fault. But sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it.
Bit late for that, Oz.
There you are! What a surprise.
So let me get this straight. You forget, and instead of coming straight, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And, well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha.
We owe 3 of our most trusted...
Each. 5 million. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well,
We have that much to hand? I can always ask my...
No, we don't. And not after the king's ransom we had off him. He deserves better, besides. We'll need to learn to stand on...
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to... Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to...
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talent. A little something Sid and I set aside, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope...
I'm sure there will be.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bulk.
I know. Which is why I don't mind...
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here?
because you'd rather...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you.
Well, I suppose...
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen...
Really? Do you think...
No, I don't.
I think Mid might need some help.
Well... Here, Sid. Reckon you...
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this lovely bit of kit, yes? Bunging a solution you want. Problem is, it won't always get rid of... Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the...
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too.
Proper...
So what exactly do you need for...
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the universities. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it's so. I did a bit of reading, and do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bot.
I take it that's where I...
I saw a billet on the hunt board. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't...
All right.
Thank you kindly.
There's talk at the glass.
How the hell is anyone supposed to have...
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc?
Milady.
Gifts? Oh my. Clive.
Otto asked me to give it to you, to settle the hideaway's debt with and to compensate you for the...
You disappoint. I thought you might finally be... Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell the man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and...
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching. Otto is lucky to have you. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you...
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. And blamed himself for not being able... I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear an ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by...
I'm beginning to see that.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't...
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The St. Drape's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone. My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac.
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed.
Please, allow me to... His lordship is going through a difficult time, and...
Redeem! Get rid of the filthy...
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any...
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a...
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was...
Ah, you know...
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are...
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet and quiet, every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to part.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to...
I hear I have you to thank for the return. What should I call you, Mike?
Wyvern. Glad to make you...
A formidable name. Well, Wyvern, Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience.
A few moments of your time should suffice.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about...
Oh, a true work of art. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that. It was made in the outer art and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unit. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and there's a brutal sort.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000. But it is the final stone, which is a mineral, quite foreign. And that is why, when it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly... Take this to get the very stone of which I spoke. Far and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous.
There are many other collectors out.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider, and is a perennial...
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such a... Now, let's see what Blackthorn...
Clive, we weren't expecting...
I wasn't expecting to, but it seems we still owe you a... And though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out, I charged that much. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me a bit much, sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the...
Same as always. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea... Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would...
His death was hard on everyone. But
he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who... I reckon what he saw in Sid, and don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn at that, and you keep good...
I suppose I... Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Torgal, kill! It's over! Get him! Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman Arthur. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk.
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers will teach me for treating you like... All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some...
Speaking of which, I brought one for...
You can, aye. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive, were you able to locate...
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in...
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way. For your...
Ah. But that reminds me, do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role...
About how she somehow...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. The Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply that...
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Eikon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion. In short, the Eikons hitherto near at hand, or should I say, and that number has only grown as the realms... One can but speculate as to how all of...
He has seemed more...
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Oh. He's more than an ally. He's a friend. Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was...
You learned something about that sort?
I did better than that. Yes. But not one...
No wonder I couldn't get a saint. One hit and all done. Might not be so bad if all you ever fought. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last.
Even so, is there...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, but there'd be no replacing this little rock once I wanted it. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, and what's finer than fallen masonry? Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge. I won't make a copy now.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be just...
Don't you worry about me. I've been working day and night since I was half your age. And I'll still... Hey. Thanks, Clive. I owe you one. August 2. Yes.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make. You come and find me when you've...
All right.
What do you need? So, what'll it be? Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff. And?
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. Still alive? So Lady Karen accept...
About that, but she was just too stubborn to... She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can...
Oh, wonderful.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with... Would you prefer the debt was repaid in...
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me out. I may have tossed a talent or two, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it charity.
Of course not. But one good... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, so you're a print? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed. Where'd you even get this? A decent trick. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt. Might be I already have a buy. Might be you even know her. A fine cunt. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her...
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid.
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass beat.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit...
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have... How long did you know Sid before
he died. 20 summers, back in the day. I was a purser on a trip. He bought passage to... I forget where. We set up drinking Island rum till the morning bell dragged me back. Quit my post not long after that. But me and Sid stayed close. Promise. That was... before fate stepped. The magic woke inside my son soon after his... And there was no hiding his...
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who wanted the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him. And I couldn't for the life of me understand how that... Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... Him who cried for me, him who swore he'd... And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and threw away everything he had. Oh, I knew then I'd follow that. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
How are you doing? Here you go. Seen enough?
All right, Clive. Asterix, Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off it. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat. Going that...
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Got some luck, but anyway, I was on my way up the sea. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet...
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Well, Sid, what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Talia.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars. Till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
So what do you think? Really? It's as bad as...
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow?
Oh, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to... Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's...
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he
sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimate...
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to...
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear. Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you...
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with...
You've clearly got a fine head on those.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods.
All right. Just don't expect me to track...
No. You can leave it. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot!
Not guests. These must be our bandits. See it again. Them dealt with. Now, where's that cart? Getting all of this out of here will be
Seems we've found ourselves the right...
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a...
You've done your part. And that's... It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude. What if we want his help again?
I see the Dalmecs lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side.
Over here!
Stay down! So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained. It's not as if he can wait for the siege to end.
They've closed the road to Randalar.
If the siege breaks, they'll need more than this to stop the Imperial legions marching on the capital.
Oh, I'm done for.
If you haven't got a pass, you're not getting
Come on. Straight home now. Get him! Now, Torgal! Torgal, kill!
this one. Get him.
Good girl. Run like the wind. Be safe. More refugees.
And they're all making for the crystalline dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing. Time to fight.
Get him! Over here! Stay down!
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Hurry, man. I must leave for the...
Bloody crew and caravans.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. You've a discerning eye. You're sure you don't need it? Farewell.
Out of my sight, wretch.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an exception? Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go in and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Ah, Good.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell...
Slow down, Good.
It's me trader's pass. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even...
Do you remember when...
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Here. You don't think that they might have...
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is...
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this...
I know where! No one knows more about what...
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure...
All right.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
Next to the checkpoint.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Boklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress, and with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on...
Yes,
and passes are inscribed with the names of their owners. And yet none of the
Which means?
that someone is doctoring the stolen. The same someone who is encouraged. And the same someone who has Goots's. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back. And we want to ensure that catch whoever's behind it all. And two birds.
Is there any other way?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that, like...
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all.
All right.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you. The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is... I suggest that you speak...
The furniture makers.
Out of my sight, wretch!
Jug of snake spit for the road.
The caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Juicy pears!
Are you the furniture maker?
Looking for something? Ah, Eloise collared you too.
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets.
For one, that they're targeting the traders. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of them. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps. No.
Their eyes must have lit up when they...
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children in...
Thank you.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry.
She's asked me to help her.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the street urchins, by the sound of it.
Orphans from the war.
A few, perhaps. They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as...
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones...
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
It'll be different there. Tight-fisted.
Come, taste my peaches! Sweet as neck!
Excuse me. Do you mind if I...
Can't stop you.
I was just wondering if anyone has asked...
Anything you grown-ups ever ask us. So guess what I'm about to tell?
Sorry. I'll leave you alone.
I'll take the large one.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me. What's picking pockets?
No, you get in trouble for... So if they come calling, you know what to tell.
The caravan stops next.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Jug of snake spit for the...
Excuse...
What do you want? I don't have...
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you.
What about...
We've heard that some very bad people are making children. We need to know who's behind it so we can...
I don't know much about it, really. He said he got a job. Doing something...
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and art.
Do you know where your friend...
He's usually by the tents outside...
Thank you. You've been very...
Come on! Come on!
Peaches and pears.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap. Porter for hire.
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
That big fat donkey was easy. He wouldn't have noticed if we'd robbed his...
Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get...
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up back.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us.
Shit! We're in trouble now.
What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter! Where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two.
All right.
He can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do. Did you see a boy run past? He stole some.
There was a boy ran back there.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hunter. I'm not going to... I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who were making you steal.
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me good gill if I did. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time. Before I started buzzing for them, you know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to...
I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for their gill, me and my mates would have starved.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo.
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister? Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just a back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about...
Theodore, what do you know of the
vultures who have made Boklad? They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gill. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refuge. But it seems they've already stooped even. Hunter's a good lad. Don't blame him. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the Stones, some other poor souls, Clive was it, and my sisters asked you to help put an end, then we all want the same thing.
Oh, where?
So?
What else? We find the car, you get your trader's pass back.
All right then.
All right then. Honza, where are they camped? Don't worry.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Back down the road towards Lake.
To Laney's Cleft, then.
Laney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
Not here.
That's that then.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your... I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
We got company! That's the lot. All yours, it's over!
More foot soldiers.
Fewer now.
Not a bad hope.
Aye. Some of our new recruits aren't.
Especially the little ones. And Hans is...
It'll be a shame when they chop them off.
Scum.
The leaders of the casts don't.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
Fuck. That guard from Buckland. Kill him. Kill them all.
And they say crime does... Gold chains, rings, purses.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return everything.
We should go and give Eloise the good news.
Of course. Oh, and, be sure to tell her of the...
We'll be glad to.
Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting...
Quite the opposite.
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all. And their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke. That of the pick, I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Speaking of whom, welcome home.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goods' pass. Ask him to keep a close...
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the... Can I count on your help in sorting?
Of course. I'll make some space in the store. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave, would it now? Don't look so shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Cap, for a small fee, we will move anything. Be that goods to market.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her...
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are seeking to... And who better to join forces with, wouldn't you agree?
I would. It seems our purpose is the... So what would you say to working to...
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor.
The honor is ours.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
What is it?
El has friends in high places, while I have associates in, lower ones.
I shall bear it with pride.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe... Goots' pass should secure you a place on the caravan. But if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a...
We'll try the caravan. Right then. Let's get this back to Goots.
It's on to the Dominion.
Let me carry your goods.
Pardon me, but would you... That well-notched steel and impressive physique, might you be convinced to offer me the use of those...
How exactly do you intend to...
Well, being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, and I require a rugged companion, lest I... Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, but partake of the true... Well, were you ever...
My arms eat.
Wonderful! Then come.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis Road. Quickly! There is not a moment...
Wait. Good luck with your net. I'd better make sure. He doesn't get himself killed.
Water for hire. Best so.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise.
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and now Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that. But he's been...
Any idea where his search for the thieves might have...
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time.
Can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around.
Hurry, man! I must leave for the Dominion. Bloody cruising caravans.
If our new arrivals had brought in...
Now I just need to see about getting the work. I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those.
What exactly are you celebrating?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't...
So I've heard.
Oh. So you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman who might sympathize. Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little...
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Stop by again when you let them know.
I'll be right back.
Out of my sight, wretch. I've no use for a brandy.
Peaches and pears.
Come on, come on!
Caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for...
He knows me only too well.
Wine and ham to spare. Boklad clearly isn't suck.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. We get meat from Sanbrec, herbs from Rosaire. My old man knew what he was about when he set up. Anyway, thanks for the good news. Oh, you know what?
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Let us through!
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be...
Well, you found him. You're not here to...
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about...
You must be a busy man.
The market would be flooded with refugees if we weren't here. Oh, my heart goes out to them, all right, but... We've got our order. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, when they do, well... Things can get nasty. You know what? That wine sounding...
I'll take the large one.
What I really want to do.
Juicy pears! Snake your
Jug of snake spit for the road?
Peaches and pears.
Hurry, man.
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter.
That's me right enough.
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 60...
A 66? Bugger me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me...
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of... It's Oriflamme one day, then. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage of... I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup.
Well done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
If our new arrivals had brought...
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you, kind. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without old... And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, and those three are the backbone of Boklad. Lose any one of... And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer.
And more beside.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Right, I'd better prepare for... I hear you had me carrying a bottle of If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for
A Gotan 60 bloody sick. Bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows.
Here they are, the free... The woes of the world may be monstrous in many,
Never a truer word spoken.
That's that then.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
What do you want? I've no coin.
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here?
Now you mention it, there was.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to get off down the road, I expect? Now, why don't you do the...
Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon colossal vessels. Airships, we call them. With very little thought to what wonder. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin, a tantalizing mystery, no doubt. But merely one of... Come, good sir. Our expedition...
He's dead. Tibet. I'll give him that.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercer.
Well, we haven't seen.
Yes, we have. We saw him clamping those ones.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and...
Shush, now.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you. Did Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here? I think we've found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me.
All yours, Torgal. This one.
Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried he might
have... I been gone that long? It wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know what that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems or anything they couldn't eat. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little... I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but the others, they huddled around that food. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself.
So you spared them? And earned their trust into the...
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such... And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough.
I'm impressed. I didn't know
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to... Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here, Brad.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it.
Nordic. All right then. Who's first? Give me thunder! You're finished. Now, Torgal! You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in... As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such ferocity. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time. But we must not dwell upon such things. Onward! History awaits!
Still in one piece?
It would seem so. Once more, once more, you impress me with your prowess. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of, he offers little in the way of Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered? Alas, all is mere
Not if you keep running headfirst into...
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws...
Glad to help, but... Didn't you say you...
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat, and so I came upon the idea.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my...
Fine. Just don't go running off.
And so ends a dinner. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims.
Porter for hire. The best service.
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few...
That's a weight off my
He certainly knows his business. You found your thieves all right.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says that, thank you for putting my mind at ease. Here, for your trouble.